Hello baby, what is up guys, it's Heezy here, and today just got a tutorial for you guys out there on how to make a simple smooth intro in After Effects, and this is what it looks like. You turn around so I can watch you. Well guys, that's going to be showing you how to make it. It's really easy to do, and all you need is Optical Flares and After Effects. If you haven't got After Effects, then I'm sure if you look on YouTube there'll be a video on how to get it. But anyway, if you have got Optical Flares and After Effects, let's crack on. I am using After Effects CS6, but any version like CS3, CS4 or CS5 you can use. As long as you got Optical Flares, you can use it. So I'm just going to go to New and create a new project. So let's make a new comp fast by going to Composition, New Comp, or you can just press Control N. And you can change the comp name as well. And the width, change that to 1280, and the height, change that to 720 if it's anything different. I'm just going to change the duration to 10 seconds. And once you've done that, we're going to go to Layer, New, and create a solid, or you can just press Control Y. You can change the solid name as well, and make sure the width is 1280 and the height is 720. And once you've done that, click OK, and you're good. So now we're going to add some text. So go over to your text tool over here, and add some text. So I want my text to be in the middle, and if you want your text to be in the center as well, just go down here to choose grid and guide options, click on that and select title / action safe. Then go to the selection tool, or just press V, and you can move your text and place it in the center. Once you're done with that, you can turn the grid off just by doing the same. And now we're going to add our optical flares. So go down here and make sure you select your solid, go to Effect, Video Copilot, and Optical Flare. We're then going to go to Options, and we're going to make our own optical flare. Even though I have a preset, I'm going to show you how to make one. So over on the left hand side over here, you'll get a bunch of flares, and we don't really need them. So we're just going to remove them just by pressing this little X over here for all of them. And we're going to go to Lens Object, and we're going to choose the following. So we're going to choose Glow, Multi-Iris, Streak, and Shimmer. And if you look at the flare now, it looks really good. But if you think it's too strong, you can always change the brightness down by the shimmer. So go to Shimmer and just change some of the settings down to something not so bright. And you can also change the color as well, just by selecting Global Color and choosing any color that you want to use. So I'm going to choose a red, because red always seems to be a good color to use. I've noticed that when you do select the color, if you go all the way up to top like this, if you place your circle all the way at the top, your optical flare will become really bright. So I tend to keep mine down at a point like that. And once you're done with that, click OK, and you can also save the preset for later use. So if you want to save the preset, just give it a name and select OK. And your preset will be found in the preset browser and in the custom presets. So once you're done with that, click OK, and your optical flare will appear. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the left hand side, and we're going to, where it says position XY, we are going to select this little target thingy here. We're going to select it, and we're going to line up with our text. As you can see here, I'm lining it up, and I'm going to move the flare outside of the comp like that. So that's that. Now that that's done, we are going to click on our solid. We are going to press T on our keyboard. We are going to click the stopwatch next to it on opacity side. We're going to click the stopwatch, and we're going to change the opacity from 100 to 0, and our optical flare will disappear. So now go roughly maybe 2 or 4 seconds onto your timeline, and bring the opacity back up to 100. So now if we play it, you can see that it goes from 100, no sorry, it goes from 0 to 100. So that's what we want. Now what we want is we want to go to click the stopwatch next to position XY. Make sure our time indicator is at the start of our clip. That is really important. The time indicator is this. Make sure that's at the start of the clip. Click on the little target thingy and put that in the center of your text. And I did that wrong, sorry. Before you do that, you just want to click the select the target thingy. Oh, I'm doing it wrong again. Bloody hell. Sorry about this, guys. You want to just move your time indicator near the keyframe of the keyframe that has 100% on it. If you can't see any keyframes, just press U and the keyframes will appear. So this little keyframe here is set to 100% opacity. So move your time indicator roughly near it, and that's what you want. And then you can select the target thingy and put that in the middle of your text, so it moves. So about guys, I explained that really bad. So yeah, so now we got this. It looks pretty nice so far. But now what we're going to do is we're going to put our time indicator roughly there, and we're going to move our optical flare outside of the comp again. So line it up and move it out the comp. That's a bit off. There we go. Always move that about. There we go. So now we've got something like this. So our flare is coming in, it's moving, and it's gone. I hope that wasn't too fast. There we go. There we go. Now we're going to start to do some stuff with our text. So go down here and select your text, go to Effect, go to Transition, and select Linear Wipe. Change the feather from 0 to 90. Change the wipe angle from 0 to 270. And where it says Transition, you want to drag it up. You want to keep dragging it up, and when you drag it up, your text will start to disappear, and that's what you want. So my text fully disappears at 61, and that's what you want it to. That's what you want it to happen. Sorry. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just click on the stopwatch next to transition. Go through, start moving your time indicator, and your optical flare will start moving. And as the optical flare reaches our text, we are going to change the transition, and we're going to move it down so our text can appear. So you don't want to move it down too far. You just want to keep doing little parts, and that's what you have to do, guys. I'm just going to pause it here, and I'll be back again. Damn. Alright guys, I am back. So once you've done that, you should get something looking like this. So yeah, very sexy. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start to add some more optical flares in the background instead of it just being one optical flare. So to do this, we're just going to go to Layer, New, and we're going to create a new solid. We're then going to go to Effect, Video Copilot, Optical Flare, Options, Motion Graphic, and from here you can select any optical flare you want, and it doesn't have to be in the motion graphic. There's other folders as well, like light and the natural flares, but I'm going to use motion graphics because they seem to be more of the bigger ones. So pick one, you pick a flare that you want. I'm going to pick this one. Once you've done that, click OK, and I'm just going to use the position XY just to move it out, just to move the flare outside of the comp, just so it looks a little bit better. But now there's a problem, we can't really see our text because this flare is in our way. So what we're going to do is we are going to change that. We are going to go down to mode and we're going to select add. So you get something looking like that. If you don't have add, just right click on this little bar here. Right click, select columns and select modes if you haven't got it selected already. So now we've got something going to look like this. But you also saw in the preview some particles that were floating around, and we're going to add some now. So again, go to layer, new, solid, yes, effect, go to simulation, CC particle world, and because I'm using CS6, it's a little bit different. So go to the grid, and it will be set to floor. You want to click on the down arrow and change that to off. But I'm just going to untick that. And now we're going to just expand producer, physics, and particle. So on producer, we're just going to change the radius X, Y, and Z. So on radius X, change that to 0.5. 0, and do the same for radius Y, but for radius Z, change that to 2. If you can't see any particles on your preview, just move your time indicator a little bit and you'll start to see it. And go down to physics, and where it says gravity, you want to change that to 0, and where it says resistance, you want to change that to 50. And for particle, where it says particle type, we are going to change that to faded sphere. So now we've got something looking like these, and they're just floating around. And we're also going to change the color as well. So change the color, so go down to texture, particle, and change it to whatever you want. So I'm going to change it to kind of ginger color, and I'm also going to change this to a green. So now if we just take a look, you can see that our particles are showing up, and it gives it a really nice look to it. What's this? Change this down. Don't want them to be too big, and that looks pretty good. So yeah, now that you've done that, you can now render that out and use it in your videos and stuff. And also another great way is that once you know how to do this, once you know how to do the optical flare, with the text and stuff coming in, you can also add another optical flare and another piece of text under your original text, just to make it even look nicer. So you could have YouTube and your YouTube username, but I don't have time for that. So guys, that's been